massive victory, guys. Now, we all remember how Judge Scott McAfee ruled regarding the believed conflict of interest in Donald Trump's election interference case, right? And he said that either prosecutor Nathan Wade or District Attorney Fani Willis had to give way for the other to remain. And again, as we all remember, Nathan Wade handed in his resignation just a few hours after this ruling. And but despite this, Donald Trump's legal team has sought the removal of Fani Willis as well. And well, with some of them alleging that the DA was already in contact with the White House long before charges were even made against Donald Trump. And so this move from the Georgia Court of Appeals, it could remove Fani Willis from this case for good, guys. And even if it doesn't do that, it could possibly affect the trial date, something that Fani Willis is not going to be willing to budge on, but she may have no choice. So this is big, right? And much like how Jack Smith has been pushing for the trial date, remember how Jack Smith was trying to make Judge Eileen Cannon move the trial date forward? Well, he just got his hopes and desires squashed because basically he's been embarrassed because his case has been put indefinitely on pause. And so, but let's see what Fani Willis is facing right now. Take a listen.
Hours ago, a decision from the Georgia Court of Appeals came down that could completely change the course of the Fulton County election interference case. This morning, the court accepted a bid led by former President Donald Trump to appeal a Fulton County disqualification order.
Yeah, this is a major move that could impact Trump's trial date before the November election. We want to get straight to 11 Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter, who's been following this for us today. So, Brittany, the district attorney here, originally she said that she wanted this trial to come down in August. This could potentially impact that case, though.
That's exactly right, Faith. So not only is it likely to delay the case, it also now means, once again, that District Attorney Fani Willis could once again be disqualified from prosecuting it. Tonight, it appears former President Trump is one step closer to avoiding criminal proceedings before the November election.
Given the high-profile nature of this case, the one thing no one wants is for this to be overturned on appeal.
In a move early Wednesday, the Georgia Court of Appeals agreed to hear Trump's appeal on the ruling that allowed Fulton County DA Fani Willis to remain on the 2020 election RICO case. The decision will most certainly delay the trial in Fulton County for Trump and his 14 co-defendants, as well as put Willis's fate back up in the air.
So Mr. Wade is still out. There isn't the possibility of him coming back into the case. Now the issue simply remains, should Fani Willis also have been recused?
Emory law professor John Acevedo, who has been closely following the case, says an appeals court would have to make a decision very quickly in order for the trial to start this calendar year.
It's still possible that it could, but the Court of Appeals would have to decide very fast. They're typically...
So, guys, this is big news. This is huge, right? And, much like Jack Smith, Willis is grinding her teeth and wishing that the Court of Appeal rules in her favor very soon. But I don't think this is going to happen. By the way, if you guys haven't already, please do your boy a favor, hit the like button for the video. When you do, it tells YouTube to share this video out with more people. Also, I want to thank you, as always, for sharing these videos with your friends and family. It totally helps out the channel. What do you guys think? Trump 2024? You think Fani Willis should be disqualified? Do you think she will be disqualified and permanently removed from the case? Let me know what you guys are thinking. Happy Friday. That's right. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you guys are doing very well. I see a lot of smiley faces in the comments. Awesome. Donald Trump himself has said that all of these proceedings are only meant to keep him off the campaign trail. Donald Trump is accusing these prosecutors, guys, of election interference, the very same thing that they're charging him for. And so an order that he says actually comes straight from the Biden administration. How many of you guys think that all of these cases, all of these different legal cases that Donald Trump has suddenly been facing has come from the Biden administration? You guys let me know in the comments, because we're going to talk about that today. Now, despite how the DA feels about this appeal, legal experts predict that it would take months for this to be decided on. A lot of you guys are saying all of these cases came from the Biden administration. Got you. So Steve Siddell, Donald Trump's lead defense lawyer, celebrated the decision on X, Twitter, and he's basically spearheaded this whole movement to remove Fani Willis from the case. And thanks to I think it was Ashley Merchant that made the initial discovery between the secret relationship between Fani Willis and Nathan Wade months ago. Anyway, they now have less than 2 weeks to formally file their appeal, which makes this worse for Fani Willis. The specific thing that makes this worse for Fani Willis is that there's a chance that all of these cases go away if it goes past November. And this is what Jack Smith is worried about as well, because they could very well be going up against the next president of the United States. But of course, with all these different setbacks, Fani Willis, she remains determined. She's still popping up here and there on news stations, interviews and whatnot. But despite these setbacks, Fani Willis is remaining steadfast. Now, with some analysts actually calling her outright defiant, rude, unprofessional. Earlier this year, we had Senate Republicans created a committee that would ultimately investigate the alleged misconduct of Fani Willis. And while she was speaking to reporters, the Fulton County District Attorney, she had some choice words for her critics. She said that these Senate Republicans do not have the authority to subpoena her, even telling them to go back and learn the law. Really, Fani Willis? Really? I don't know. This is like par for the course for her anyway. But she added that she will not appear to anything that is unlawful, insisting that she has not broken any law. She hasn't broken any law in any way. And now, even though many analysts believe that her hiring her lover Nathan Wade, and then giving him a salary that was 7 times more than any of her other staff, that's a little bit questionable. You guys find that questionable? I mean, let me know, guys. To me, it just seems a little bit odd that your little boy toy gets paid 7 times more than other folks in your office. But she was also allowed to keep his private practice. Now get this, guys. Fani Willis let Nathan Wade keep his private practice. This is something that wasn't allowed for other staff members. This wasn't allowed by other staff lawyers in her office. So why did Fani Willis let Nathan Wade keep his practice? That seems like a little bit of corruption. That seems like it was a bit unfair, which raises the concerns from critics that there was likely some corruption going on in Fulton County, specifically within Fani Willis's office. Now, Nathan Wade, he's expected to be called upon to testify before House Judiciary Committee regarding their use of taxpayer funds. Questions about their communications with the J6 committee are also being expected, as a lot of people believe that this influenced the prosecution of former President Donald Trump. So this is big, guys. This is pretty big. And so it's not just Wade and Willis that are under scrutiny here. There are also those who question New York Attorney General Letitia James and her apparent connection to the White House. Then we got get this, guys. This could possibly crack this whole thing wide open, because it's all of it. This is collusion here, guys. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, he's calling on the Department of Justice, the DOJ, to provide communications made by the Department of Justice to both Willis and James, because he believes that the Department of Justice, aka the Biden administration, have likely reached out to Attorney General Letitia James and Fani Willis to kind of get things started, if you know what I mean. And this list doesn't end there, because Andrew Bailey, the Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, he's also asking the DOJ to hand over communications that they've had with Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg and Special Prosecutor Jack Smith. So it just so happens that all 4 of these people who are prosecuting former President Donald Trump in 4 different criminal indictments and a civil case have come out of nowhere. You guys have seen it. So Andrew Bailey, he posted on X saying that his office had quote unquote reason to believe Biden's corrupt Department of Justice is the headquarters of the illicit prosecutions against former President Donald Trump. You can't make this stuff up, guys. So what Donald Trump, what we've been thinking all along, it looks like may actually be proven true. And if it does, heads are going to be rolling, guys. He added that these investigations and of course the subsequent prosecutions, they appear to have been conducted in coordination with the Department of Justice. So he feels as if the legal actions have been essentially weaponized against the former president. What do you think? Donald Trump has been claiming, this is something that Donald Trump has been discussing openly to the public. He's been saying this for a long time. A lot of people have probably just kind of blown it off. I hear what he's saying, but whatever. That's probably not really happening. I think it's now almost unequivocally obvious what is actually happening here. The former president has time and time again pointed the finger at the Biden administration when it comes to these legal issues. You got Todd Landman, a professor of political science. He says that this could set a precedence for all of the cases against Trump. He says that the DOJ would have to demonstrate that they followed all protocols, that they carried out investigations to obtain evidence, and that they created these indictments based on the evidence alone, right? Just evidence. They would also have to prove that none of this was done under the direction of the Biden administration at all, right? Now, some analysts believe that this would probably be very hard to prove that the White House had anything to do with the cases, and I would have to agree with that. I mean, think about it. These are big departments. First of all, the Attorney General, Andrew Bailey, who's kind of like stirring the pot here, trying to get this thing cracked open, he's going to have some folks on the inside, because here's the thing. He needs to prove that there was some communication from the Biden administration, from the DOJ, or something that pins these cases on Attorney General Letitia James, DA Alvin Bragg, Jack Smith, Fani Willis. We're going to have to see some emails. There's going to have to be some kind of communication, and you can bet your bottom dollar that that these offices, the DOJ, they're not going to want to cooperate. They're going to. I wouldn't be surprised if they started just at the onset of the rumor that there might be an investigation, a massive probe. They might just start trying to delete files as we speak. So I think it's still possible to find out, but it's not going to be easy. But I do like the fact that this particular Missouri Attorney General, he's going after these folks. And I think that I have a few theories here, but I think that it'd be pretty cool if there were more attorney generals across the United States that came together and kind of like worked with him, because collectively they're all going to need to leverage all of their inside contacts to crack this whole thing wide open. And much like Michael Cohen was highly disappointed and outright angry that Donald Trump, when he became president back in like 2016, didn't give him the attorney general position, or whatever high level position that he had hoped to get once Donald Trump got into the White House. You could almost guarantee that the attorney general that helps Donald Trump crack this thing open, he's going to receive a tremendous promotion politically within Donald Trump's cabinet. So assuming he becomes president in 2024. So this could literally be quite huge. But again, a lot of analysts believe that it's going to be hard to prove that the White House, the Biden administration, the DOJ had anything to do with these cases. Hard, but not impossible. That's all I'm saying, right? Because they know that the DOJ, they're probably not going to cooperate and give the files of communications made between these different prosecutors and the Biden administration. And so this is why I'm saying, like, this is going to require a coordinated effort. But I think it can be done. And I think Donald Trump, he's going to push. He's going to push. Now, at this point, fate seems to be handing Donald Trump with the right cards at the right time. What do y'all think? A lot of y'all are saying that God is on Donald Trump's side. But what do you guys think about this so far? Heck, what do you guys think about all of this? Like, do any of you guys believe as if the Biden administration has anything to do with these cases that are being brought against Donald Trump right before the 2024 presidential election? I mean, it's almost obvious to me at this point. Something fishy is going on. So, let me see what you guys are saying in the comments here. Oh, and by the way, Donald Trump's trial is going on right now in New York, in Manhattan. Stormy Daniels hush money trial, and Stormy Daniels is losing more and more credibility by the day. I'll be honest with you guys. Juan Merchan, he's keeping his sideshow trial going, but let's hear from one of the judges from earlier this morning. Take a listen.
Completely different issue. But what dog does she have in this particular fight that's being held out in the court here in New York City today?
So before Jeannie answers, Stormy Daniels was asked earlier, basically, do you want Trump to go to jail? And she essentially said something along the lines of, if he's guilty, I want him to go to jail. It's like, look, Stormy Daniels, don't you owe Donald Trump like several $100,000, first of all? Secondly, he didn't do anything to you. So like, what in the world what vindication are you seeking? Nothing was even done to you. Like, this is just unbelievable. But let's listen to what Jeannie has to say.
Well, if you're asking what dog she has in this race, the only dog she has in this race is well over $1 million that the defense attorney made it clear through repeated examples of the money, the Horny America tour, as well as interviews and non-disclosure. This woman has done nothing but make money since the day she met Donald Trump. And yet she admits that she hates him. She says, as you say, John, that he should be made accountable. But at the same time, she is absolutely really dug in on the idea that she's happy she's going to be dancing if he goes to jail. She is going back and forth on Twitter, responding to people in vicious ways. But I think most telling about the testimony today was that this was a masterclass in cross-examination. You had an attorney who was able to question Stormy Daniels about what she said that the prosecution laid out very clearly, but all of the prior inconsistent statements that are what we use as prosecutors to make the witness incredible. And this witness was incredible because between an interview with In Touch, Vogue magazine, Anderson Cooper, as well as the NDA and all of the other surrounding circumstantial evidence, nothing was ever straight. On the one hand, Donald Trump met her here, then he met her there, then he was up, then she wasn't afraid of him, but he stood up over her. I mean, she really was all over the case. And when I first saw her on direct, it was clear to me that she was well prepped as a prosecution witness. She was not prepped for cross-examination.
Wow.
And I think she really lost any sense of credibility when she started talking about her talking to the dead. She's got this ability.
Wait. So Stormy Daniels is talking to the dead now? Wasn't what's that crazy lady that sued Donald Trump for like $93 million a couple months ago? Wasn't she talking to the dead and doing some wacky stuff as well? E. Jean Carroll? Like, where do these wacky women come from that are coming after Donald Trump? Like, what in the world? I don't even understand. Like, I don't know if it's Donald Trump's aura to attract these weirdos. Yeah.
You know, she lived in a haunted house. Somebody left her. One of her children's fathers left her because of this haunted house. I mean, she came across as pretty kooky and not at all believable. And I think it was excellent cross-examination that we saw.
Man, like all of these witnesses are so unbelievably biased. It is unbelievable. I mean, like you got your star witness, Michael Cohen, brought in by DA Alvin Bragg, your star witness who admits, I mean, first of all, he admits himself that he's a liar. He's gone to jail for perjury, for lying. He admits that he's mad at Donald Trump. Look at his social media posts. Look at his TikTok lives. He's going off making all sorts of money with his little side hustle on TikTok, making money, trying to trash Donald Trump and ruin his reputation and advertising to the world. Likely jurors are seeing this as well, influencing this trial process. This is also affecting the election. This is also election interference. No gag order on Michael Cohen. He's a star witness who has a vested interest in seeing Donald Trump go down. So, first of all, I don't even see how you could possibly even rely on him or even like build your entire case off of this guy. And then you got Stormy Daniels, who is almost as bad as Michael Cohen. And I say almost as bad just because she didn't go to jail for perjury like he did. But her story keeps changing. She had dinner with Donald Trump, she claimed. Then it was like, well, I didn't really have dinner with Donald Trump. He was in a restaurant at the same time that I was in a restaurant, so I didn't really have dinner with him. That's like saying, like, you know, you had dinner with, you know, someone else who was in the restaurant with you, who you happen to see. They're like 8 tables away. You didn't have dinner with them. You were in the same building at the same time. This is ridiculous. But this is the kind of nonsense that we're getting from these DA Alvin Bragg star witnesses here.
Well, and Judge, to your earlier point, if she hates him, she's vowed not to pay the $500,000 that a judge ordered her to pay. If she won't respect a judge's order, how would she respect the oath that she's?
See, the judge ordered Stormy Daniels to pay Donald Trump $500,000. What's up with that? Why should Donald Trump go to jail? Why does she have a vested interest in seeing Donald Trump go to jail? Is it because she's trying to promote this book? Jeannie's has already confirmed that she's made a ton of money just being in Donald Trump's orbit, leveraging the association of this hush money trial has already made her a tremendous amount of money. Now she wants to send this man to jail? Lynette McIntyre, thank you so much for the $7 super chat this morning. Hello from Canada. Love your channel. Oh, man, that means the world to me. Seriously. I said Lynette. Lynn McIntyre. I apologize. Lynn, I really appreciate that. You have no idea. Like that just made my day. But this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Is taking to give this testimony today, but I want to bring up the line of questioning when she was asked if she ever felt threatened by Trump. Hoffinger says, "Did you feel threatened by him?" Yeah. Daniels says, "No, not physically. Although I did note there was a bodyguard right outside the door. There was an imbalance of power for sure. He was bigger and blocking the way, but I mean, I was not threatened verbally or physically." So how do you square that with her other testimony that she entered into this NDA out of safety?
Yeah, well, you square it away by coming to the conclusion that she is lying because the statements are totally inconsistent. I noticed today that she tried to make it very clear that she wasn't on drugs, she didn't have alcohol, the president didn't force her to do anything. But, it appeared she was trying to pull back from that because there was a lot of concern on direct examination about how she described this imbalance in power. On the one hand, she says that Keith Schiller, the president's former bodyguard, was outside the room, and then he wasn't outside the room. And, but as I sat there in the courtroom, I couldn't help but say to myself, this is great for the defense. Because we are so far into reversible error territory that it is pathetic. Because this is totally extrinsic to whether or not a non-disclosure agreement and the parameters of that agreement and who signed it, the agreement, and whether or not it was followed which is the essence of this crime that's being alleged against the president.
Which technically the crime hasn't even been identified yet by Alvin Bragg. We don't even know why we're here still at this point. We don't know why we're even having this trial. DA Alvin Bragg somehow is getting away with having a trial against the former president without even telling people what the crime is. This is America, folks.
That had nothing to do with it. She even said it happened, quote, many years ago. And so, of course, the defense kind of jumped on that and said, you agree it happened many years ago. And so this is the kind of information that is kind of interesting. It's titillating. She comes across.
She said titillating while we have an adult film star as a star witness. Jeannie Pirro describes this as titillating. It doesn't get any better than that, does it, folks? Danny Myers, thank you so much for the $5 super chat this morning. God bless you, my friend. Oh man, this is how you get a Friday going.
As I said, as contradicting herself over and over.
No.
Then she would
She got to say that again for me.
The defense kind of jumped on that and said, you agree it happened many years ago. And so this is the kind of information that is kind of interesting. It's titillating. She comes across, as I said, as contradicting herself over and over. And then she would say, I didn't do it for the money. I wanted to get the story out. And the cross-examination was...
She didn't do it for... She didn't want to get this... She wanted to harm Trump. She says she didn't do it for the money. Meanwhile, she took a $130,000 check from Michael Cohen. You can't do both. Which is it? If you didn't do it for the money, why'd you take the check? Why'd you take the check? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, if you haven't already, do your boy a favor. Hit the like button for the video. I have so much more content to bring to you guys later today. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell icon so you know when we go live. I love hearing from you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Joy Snyder, your show is great. Oh, thank you, love. I appreciate you. Man, you guys are dope. I love you guys. Again, hit the like button, share this video with a friend, a loved one. This is some bull. But anyway, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe.